Yeah, I know what this is. Y'all wanna fuss with us? Come across that board, we burn it up. And all I ask for you to do is turn it up. Come on.
It's about that time, baby. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
The Sinclair Show is on.
It is on.
Run it with your friends, come on.
Come
So
on.
this a moment of the show tonight. Mailbag is tight. Sinclair is on the mic.
Once again, it's so you're still troubled in your home. Got you tripping, don't know right from wrong. Send your letters to the show so we can talk you through. Get the answers to your questions because we speak that truth. Sometimes you doubt yourself, lost your health. Faith is on the fence, but you believe that Jesus knows your wealth. Keep it moving, spirit flowing, because we're here to provide someone to lean on when you're falling. Wednesday 8 and 9 and it's on. Once again, it is on. You're listening to the only morning show that's at night, people. It is the Sinclair Show coming at you live and direct from all types of angles. Angles, not angles, my bad. Look, I want to thank all of you all who continue to send your mailbag questions and comments to sinclairtalk@outlook.com. We're going to continue to address as many as possible each night I get up on the air to reach you, the valued listener. Look here, people. First of all, we got a lot of stuff going on tonight. I'm talking about it's about to get hot. His not up in this camp tonight because y'all done sent me some fire blazing things that y'all want to talk about. And because of that, we're going to talk about them. All right. But understand a few things. I just want to let y'all know that, this show been on the air for a long time. And there would be no me if there was no you all. So while this show might be the Sinclair Show, it's all our show. This is where we all come to get the thoughts off our minds, break bread and talk about the things that's going on and try to work through some solutions. That's what I am. I'm solution oriented, if you will. So again, I want to thank everybody for continuing to rock with the show all these years. Many of you are just like parts of the show. Y'all always got something to add and input, and that's what we like talking about, right? Look, to my people who are in Nigeria, I'm working on it. They have been talking to me about, hey, why is it that they can't chime in? Look, you're gonna have to wake up. We in 2 different time zones. That's how I need y'all to come rock with me. All right, for the people out on the West Coast. Yes, we are trying to figure out a solution for you all. Some of my people out there on the West Coast, it's still like 4 or 5 o'clock out there. Some of them have not gotten home yet. And so they don't want to get in trouble. So, I'm like, look here, we gonna make this happen. Even if I got to do a later show for y'all, that's what we gonna do. Anything is possible when y'all rocking with your boy. All right. So that's how we're going to get down. First of all, let me see who's out here on the show tonight so I can give everybody their props. Look at that, people. The first person on the night was my mama. Hey, mama. Mama be out there in them. It look busy. It's 100 degrees. She out there in the streets riding around. Better sit down somewhere. That's what I be trying to tell her. Look at my brother, big brother, Andre Williams. Andre talking about, I thought I had tuned into the wrong show. I thought this was the Al Bishop. Man, he tripping. But that's my brother, though. Always got some good things to say. Let me see. Talia Matthews, what's going on, girl? Annie Moore, glad you are hot on the case this afternoon. What Talia says, Sinclair, you letting your hair grow out. Looks nice. Y'all know I'm going to tell y'all something. I actually be hiding my hair because every now and then, people be asking me, some people thought I was bald-headed, really. They thought I had, because I always wear hats and stuff on the show. Animal said, love the hair. Thank you. Nikki Carter, she's still up here. I thought we had done excommunicated her. Y'all must have voted her back in for 1 more week. Tell my good evening. Good evening, Nikki Carter. Glad to see you. Like I said, the beard is looking good. Hey, I tried to do my best. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let me see. All right. We rocking with you. JaVale Jones, glad to see you. Of course, glad you are tuning in to the show. All right. So look here, people. Y'all know how we do. We try to make sure that I acknowledge everyone. Now, if you don't come on, let me say this to you, because I had some people who Big Rod, what's going on, brother Rod? Jake is in the house. So y'all know somebody got my back now. Some of y'all get a little, some of the fellas be getting a little soft. They be, I guess they don't want to get in trouble after the show. Okay. Worry about after the show. But listen, let me tell y'all, I want to say this before I can get started. And if we run over, we got time. It's our platform. You know, some of y'all be getting a little mad because y'all say I miss giving y'all a shout out. Let me say this to you. If you're on social media, if you're on Facebook, it's a little bit harder to do on YouTube because I'm not seeing those correspondences live, even though we're live on YouTube right now. If you're on Facebook on the Sinclair Show page and you send a quote, it's gonna come through. I'm gonna see the comment. When I see you pop up and say something, then I'm gonna give you your shout out. If I don't see it, don't charge it to me. I can't do what I don't see. Okay. Matter of fact, let me do this so it's happy for everybody. I just want to send out a blanket good evening, and whoever's out there in hiding land and you're not typing in your name or you don't want to say nothing. Maybe you are rocking with the Sinclair Show in hiding. All right. Maybe that's what that is. Uh-oh, y'all. There go your boy Jay Dizzle. What's up, Diz Nizzle? Let me see who else done. Detective Pamela Black done popped on the scene. But yeah, so if I don't give you a shout out, it's because, and one day I'm gonna show you all what I see. I'm gonna set up my second camera behind me so y'all can see what I see. All right. Cassandra Key, what's going on, girl? Glad to see you. Nikki Carter talking about, what's up, Jay Dizzle? Hold on. First of all, Nikki Carter, I done told you about 100 times. You don't call somebody what I call them because that you ain't in that crew right there. Okay. So you don't get to just be calling somebody Jay Dizzle. That's you call what you see this government name that pops up. If his name pop up Johnny Key, you call him Johnny Key. Don't be calling him Jay Dizzle. That ain't an everybody slogan. See, that's why you're gonna get banned from the show anyway. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So I just want y'all to understand, if for some reason I don't physically see you, then I can't give you a shout out. April Brown, glad to see you on the show. So that's why, if you don't say anything, you very well may be on and I not see you because I'm not actually looking at you all through the Facebook medium. I'm using a different platform that allows me to stream out to multiple places at the same time. So if you don't type in anything on Facebook in the comment section, I'm probably not seeing it. So if I miss you, charge it to technology or to the head, not to the heart. All right. So that's how we gonna say that. And if you know somebody that's been complaining about they ain't been getting their shouts out, then tell them how to get their shout out. Tell them go up on Facebook or something and type in hello. As soon as it pops up and I see the comment, then I'm going to get them the same treatment that I give y'all. Nothing but love. That's how I get down. All right. Woo, let me see what's popping before we get started. Couple of questions. Oh, a couple of statements. Y'all know the monkeypox is out there not monkeying around no more, man. It's going, it's already international, but it's swooping through the US. And let me clear something up, because I think this is how we get in trouble as a people. I remember when COVID first came out. All right. First they said it didn't impact anybody but old people, so young people was good. Then they said it didn't impact black folks. It just impacted white people, old white people, I guess. Hey, look here, and anybody white, don't get mad. You know, I got 42% of y'all in my genes, so I could talk about y'all. I could talk about everybody. I'm on the fence. Anyway, so we fall prey to that, and then we think we could go out here and just act any kind of way. And then when you go out there and you act that kind of way, and next thing you know, you catch it. Then you're like, well, I thought y'all said it was this. Ain't no such thing as with the monkeypox. They gave y'all the message, oh, it's just a gay male something. Then they start saying, well, some kids got it. Then they say, oh, it was some regular people got it that were not of the homosexual interactions. Let me tell y'all something. Now they're saying you can get it just by the touch of skin-to-skin contact. So the stigma that they put on it initially was an unfair one. and it causes people to think that they don't have to be as safe. You ain't got to make sure. Look, all that fist pounding and handshaking, and some of y'all be hugging everybody that you come in contact with, going face to face with them. Keep on. This needs to be your new thing. Look, do like y'all know how we used to do back in the Negro communities. You walk past somebody, what you do? Throw your head back at them. That was acknowledging somebody. That's the same thing as saying, what's up? So for all of my Anglo-Saxon homies, my Caucasian comrades, if you want to communicate with us and you cool, and we communicate with you because of monkeypox and all this other stuff, if we walk past you and you say hello, we're going to say, hey, what's up? We're going to give you the nod. The nod means we all in the same crew. It's all good. All right? You ain't even got to speak if you don't want to. You just throw the head back. What's up? And keep it pushing. All right? And I want y'all to know that. All right? Let me see. Who got that? Look at that. Andre said the head nod. See? That's old school right there. Y'all young cats, y'all don't know nothing about that. Ty said, you know, the whole only gay people, the ones that get it, monkeypox thing was not legit. Absolutely. And I think that we are operating in a society that picks and chooses how they want to push things through the media. And we've got to be smarter than some of the things that we allow to navigate in our mindsets. I'm not trusting what nobody say. All right. Andre said, hit him with the finger. Yo, what's up? Right, that right there. All right, we good on that. So I just want to let y'all know, protect yourselves. Stop doing all that contact to contact. I mean, don't even be giving nobody fist bumps no more, because you just don't know. Matter of fact, they may not know. Okay? I'm saying that because I want you all to be clear that if you see me, because a lot of y'all, man, matter of fact, a lot of y'all be seeing me out in the public. I was in Walmart the other day, and somebody kept staring, and I was like, why this person keep staring at me, right? And they were just staring, and I went down one aisle. Next thing I know, they floated down that aisle, and I went down another aisle. And finally, she pushed a little cart up. She said, are you Sinclair? Yes, ma'am, I am. It is you. Okay. How do I know you? I done seen you on the show. Then I had to let my guard down, because somebody roll up on you, you might catch a two-piece or something rolling up on me out in public like that. But anyway, it was all good. So I appreciate y'all. Hey, but when you see me in public, you can holler at me from a distance. Give me the head nod, and I know that means we all good. All right. Anyway, let's stop playing around. There's a lot of stuff going on today. So as always, let me ask y'all a question. Y'all want to start off in the shallow end of the pool, or y'all want to start off in the deep end of the pool? Y'all make the call. I'm going to give y'all the first 5 people to answer. Best 3 out of 5. That's what we're going to rock with. Are we starting off soft and smooth? Or are we starting off in the deep end? Nikki Carter talking about, let's go get it. That ain't even one of the answers. Ooh, girl, you get on my nerve. Let me see who else out there. Dr. Beverly Keith, what's going on, girl? Glad to see you. Annie Moore said the deep end of the pool. Johnny said the deep end of the pool. Nikki Carter down with the deep end of the pool. And Big Ross said dive in. And when somebody say dive in, you don't dive in the shallow. You dive in the deep. All right, who else? April said the deep dive. All right, cool. Here we go. And I got a couple of them that could turn a little crazy here, but I got 2 to pick from, and I'm going to go with this one. All right. She said dive wasn't the answer. Nikki Carter, don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else. Girl, I'll put you off the show forever. Like you will never come back. All right. So let me see if I can roll this across the banner. All right. For those of you out there looking in Lance, a man flew a woman in town under the pretense that they would have a, quote, good time. decided that because she said no to giving him sex, he would take her back to the airport and put her out of his car. The question is, Sinclair, was he wrong or was she wrong? Oh my goodness, I know this is about to get heated. So the story goes like this. A man who flew a woman in town under the pretense that they would have a good time, quote, decided that because she said no to giving him sex, that he would take her back to the airport. He put her out of his car, also making her find her own flight back. In the video, the woman can be heard saying she didn't have to give him anything. Meanwhile, the man is describing all the conversation and images she sent prior to him flying her in town. The question is, Sinclair, who is wrong, him or her? And for my online people, that's a picture of the young lady that had got flown in town, and you can find it somewhere out there on the internet. So let's see, what say you all the people? Okay, first of all, I know what my thoughts are, but let me see. You know, I'm not surprised Nikki Carter gonna say he's wrong. That's a given. If she ain't the Me Too movement president, she pretty close to it. Let me see. Cassandra said they both wrong. Oh, look at the legal beagle. See? Oh, that's critical thinker right there. Like that. Fellas, any of you got anything you want to say, or you staying away because you don't feel that it's safe for you to comment? Uh-oh, Loretta Battle, what's going on, girl? Glad to see you. She done crept up in on the show. Y'all, Loretta used to come on the show all the time. Then she kicked us to the curb. Now she want to pop back in from time to time. But we let you come on home. All right, so people, is the guy wrong? For those of you who just popped on, the first thing for the night is a man flew a woman in town. And according to the video, Cassandra said him for expecting and her for leading him to the expectation. Jay Dizzle said they both wrong. Nikki Carter said the fellas know. All right, so for those of you who just joined in, first comment is, man and a woman been talking for a minute. While they on the phone and on their video chats and in their DM boxes and all the stuff that y'all be out there doing, all right, she was sending them images. She was putting it down the right way, telling him all of these things were going to transpire. You better be glad you there, because if I was there, this, and that. And he was responding in kind. Hey, that's all right, because one day you ain't going to be able to say this, and that. And what happens? One day he tell her, hey, look here, let's stop talking about this. Let's be about it. And he buys the plane ticket. And when he buys the plane ticket, she gets in town. And I guess because she been popping off about what she was going to do and XYZ, she get in town, she got to change. Oh, no, it ain't like that. And so the brother, if you have a chance to look at the video, the brother's like, I ain't having that. Ty said if there was a prior discussion that sex was a part of the deal, then he was not wrong. If she can change her mind, then he can change his mind. Woo, doggy. Look at that right there. See, now that's a grown woman's comment right there. I'm going to post that back up one more time. Ty Matthews said, if there was a prior discussion that sex was part of the deal, then he was not wrong. If she can change her mind, he can change. If she can change her mind, he can change his mind. Now, since we done got a couple of people chiming in, I want to know where Big Rod at. Big Rod ain't said nothing. Andre ain't said nothing. Where the fellas at? Only fella that been bold enough to step up to the game was Jay Dizzle himself. Cassandra said, I agree with Ty. Now, let me tell y'all. See, so that I don't get the pitchforks outside the studio and nothing, let me tell y'all what my opinion is. And I want to preface it by saying this. Oh, look at that. There go another grown woman. Annie Moore said she was wrong for leading them on. All right. Now let me tell y'all where my mindset is. I'm in a position in life where Cassandra said it's different when you in person. Maybe she wasn't feeling him. Yeah, she should have been not feeling when she took that flight. But here go my boy Big Rod. He said, I seen this video. Why did she put herself in a situation like that? When she knows she wasn't going to do anything, he's wrong in a way for dropping her off, but it could have been worse. You better believe it, Big Rod. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so let me give y'all my opinion before I pop more people in. First of all, I am of the mindset that more information was needed initially for me, right? Someone said, nope, video dating is not the same. Here's where I needed more information. I can tell by the conversation that he was having her prior to putting her out the automobile, that there were clearly discussions and conversations and things that were taking place via video and imagery prior to him getting that ticket. I am not certain that she ever advised him that if you get me a ticket and I come out there, it's on tonight, if you will. So for that, I need more information. So from that particular piece within itself, I would assess that both of them are wrong. Just from that, because I do not have enough information. What April say? April said, although she had him to fly her out under false pretense, she's not obligated to have sex. We don't know why her answer changed. If she said no, she should have refunded his money and flew herself home. Well, look at that grown woman conversation there. Now, people, we're going to come back to that because April said, hey, she had a right to say no, but she should have given him his bread back for flying out. Ty said people need to be asking those clear yes and no questions. All right. Now, here's the reason why I say she was 100% wrong. Remember, right now I'm on the fence because I don't know if she ever told him he could get in it. But here's the reason why I say she was 100% wrong in this. Ladies, let's be clear. If you stop playing these games out here, stop playing games by which you out here to some degree, and it depends on what you think about yourself. Some of you so quick to start sending these Negroes your body pics, your whatever pics that you sending. You don't know nothing about them because y'all ain't never seen each other because y'all communicating on the internet. And you out here so busy trying to get likes and clicks, if not plotting something different. Now, I'm not applying that to this case. I'm talking about in general. You so busy out here not being unladylike, but then you want to manage a situation that you shouldn't have been in the first place. As a counselor, I often tell young people, you can't get back what you sent out there. There have been probably hundreds, if not thousands of relationships messed up because some of y'all out there so busy cash apping your photo to folks because you think that's your way to get to the next level. We don't know whether or not she agreed to or not, but we can tell by the conversation that the two of them were having in this video. She clearly put the images and the conversation in play to lead him to believe that there was going to be something greater than just regular conversation transpiring. And from the way he responded when he found out it wasn't, we have to assume that had she advised him before she got that plane ticket, that look, I'm gonna come see you, but this just a get to know each other session. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not that type of chick, but it's hard to say you ain't that type of chick when 50 Negroes got you in their DM half naked, if not naked, or having those type of interactions with you. You can't claim that you a good girl. You can't claim that you all wholesome if 25 or 30 dudes got you in their DMs, with you acting like you the hooker of the month. If you don't want to be viewed as something, stop showing yourself as that thing. That's the first piece of it. Now, I'm going to say something that fellas going to probably think is controversial, but I stand by what I'm about to say. I do not agree with the fact that he did not let her or did not give her the ticket for going back. I think you take a risk, men, when your assumption is that I can fly somebody out, and as somebody said, you ought to ask the right questions. You ought to have, if you've grown enough to believe or to assess that I'm going to take my money and fly you out here. And let's be clear. We didn't heard from the Deshaun Watson case and other cases and heard just on social media in general where it's a lot of dudes out here tricking off money and willing to fly somebody in town. And ladies, stop being so easy and so eager to get somewhere. Half the reason why many of y'all can't get a man, keep a man, or certainly can't keep a good one is because you so busy trying to get to your next destination. This young lady had a right to get home. And men, I'm going to say this to you because this is for safety purposes. All right. The safety purposes of this is this comment. If you fly somebody out, if it doesn't go right, you take them back to the airport, you park your car, you walk back inside, you make sure she get through security, you make sure you get her back on a plane. Because if anything happens to that individual who came out to see you that you paid for, if anything, any harm comes to that individual, you are the prime suspect. You done already bought the ticket anyway. You chalk that up as an L. Let me see what the people are saying. Big Rod said, grown men don't spend money for a plane ticket for GP. You have to be upfront with what you're going to do. This woman put herself in a bad situation flying to a place she and no one other than this man. If the guy wanted to be, I think he was going to say if the guy wanted to beat her, if the guy wanted her to be there, that he should have went to see her. Okay. The man needs to make the move, even if it's just, all right. He's saying the man needs to make the move, even if it's just to have sex. All right. Cool. Ty said, no leading, just yes or no questions. Clear-cut conversation. But even with all that, everyone has the right to change their mind. He could have seen her and changed his mind. Absolutely. Johnny said, people forget chemistry is relative. Someone can promise a good time all they want with good intentions. However, when they actually meet and are face-to-face, that chemistry is off. In that case, a person can change their mind. Absolutely. Chanel said, Chanelly Ross, what's going on, big time? She said she was hot in the behind. What did she know about him? Chasing clout. She got what she deserved. She should have had her own money just in case something went wrong. And truly, I don't know that she didn't. So that's facts, not in evidence. I know that somehow she got back home. All right. Nikki said, why didn't he fly out to see her? That's a good question. But again, Cassandra said, that's why I see video dating doesn't always work out. I agree, Cassandra. Not, but let me say this. Let's go back to Nikki's question. Nikki and Rod asked similar questions about or inferred that he should have gone out to see her. Now, let me say this to you. Why didn't she require it? Think about that. See, a lot is told by the actions of the people. And in this case, she was willing to get on a plane. Essie Shepherd, what's going on? Glad to see you. She was willing to get on a plane. Uh-oh. Dr. Key said both of them seem a bit thirsty. Absolutely. But see, when we start to think about these things, Ty said, good question, Sinclair. Hey, that's what I'm known for, them good questions. We deep dive here. Now, the man says to you, hey, don't worry about it. I'll fly you out. All right. Uh-oh. Look at Leetta out there. Hey, she said, hey, Sinclair, that was a good question. Absolutely. Glad for you to join us tonight as well. Johnny says, sometimes people try to get that free trip. Hey, Jay Dizzle, there we go. You hit it right on the head, man. See, the issue for me is this. When a man said to her, hey, I'll fly you out to see me. She could have said, hold on, Cassandra said she wanted to check him out. That's why she came out, and he was just thinking intimacy. Nope, Cassandra, listen, we was doing so good. Ty said, facts, Johnny. Cassandra, I can't rock with you on that. April said she was trying to get a free vacation and lied her way to get there. Absolutely. And Cassandra, this is why I'm saying that. And let's go back to Cassandra's statement for a second. Cassandra said she wanted to check him out. Cassandra, that's why I have a problem with it. You've been talking to this dude online. He says to you, I'll fly you out to see me. If for some reason you want to check him out, wouldn't it be better for you to check him out in your environment rather than you flying somewhere? Because remember, what we're talking about is she wasn't driving. So she didn't have the ability, if things didn't go right, to get back in her car and drive back to her crib and be in that space. You're allowing somebody to fly you out. Oh, Cassandra said she ain't say it was right. All right, cool. Nikki said he probably didn't even try to romance her first. Maybe his approach. First of all, Nikki. Cassandra said it's dangerous for sure. That's the point I was making right there. Chanel says she knows nothing about that area. Absolutely. And that's the point that I was making when I said from the start to the men, it is incumbent on you. If you're that thirsty that you flying and out women to see you and tricking off money on them like that, you better make sure that the camera see you take her right back in that airport. Because I promise you, while it's dangerous for you women, men, stop acting like it ain't dangerous for you. She could have flew out there, been a serial killer, stabbed, captured, did whatever. And then where would we have been then? Okay. Dr. Beverly Key said, yes, immaturity at best. April said she wasn't trying to be romance when sending images to him. See? I think April just answered Nikki Carter's question. Nikki was the one talking about he didn't even try to romance her. But was she deserving? Hold on, Cassandra got something. Cassandra said, remember, they video dated, so there was some level of comfort when she flew out. Maybe he didn't clean his bathroom. Yeah, you real funny. Why he got to be the dirty dude? Nikki Carter said, why is this flying out thing a thing? Maybe it's a thing because men find it easy for y'all to do it. Yvonne Rouse said, hey, Minister Sinclair and everyone, how you doing? Glad you could join us tonight. Let me see. Ty said she could have been looking for prey. You just never know. Absolutely. And I want you guys to stop automatically, for those who are doing it, trying to make it seem like she was so innocent or naive. You could tell by the conversation, and I'll post the link up so some of y'all could go back out there and look at it for yourself and hear the tones and everything. Because I promise you, it wasn't no situation where she was out there being naive. Nikki said, no, because I'm sure they both were sending images. First of all, Nikki, would you please stop putting yourself out there looking foolish as ever? A man may send some images, no doubt. But if you a woman and you're sending him naked images and prepping them up over the phone and all that, there's no way that you're bold enough to send naked images of yourself, like many people do. And you're going to tell me all of a sudden you're bold enough to send the pictures, you're bold enough to get on the plane. You're not going to tell me. Now, it is true. She could have got there and something been wrong about the energy. So hold on. Let me see what Cassandra said. I have had offers to fly out, and that's a no for me, period. I know it's a no for you. Because if we find out you flying out to see somebody after we put hands on him, Then we're going to put some hands on you. You ain't flying nowhere. Fly yourself in your room. And matter of fact, go write a paper right now. You ain't going nowhere. Go to your corner. You going in the timeout for even acknowledging dudes. April said she set the standard of how she was going to treat her by her previous actions. She saw a target. She saw an easy access. Let me say this. I don't know that she was targeting him, but I do believe she saw him as a way to, as somebody said earlier, clout chase by being able to tell people, oh, I got these dudes out here so thirsty for me that they'll send me plane tickets out. It's no different. Because I'm say you ain't never gonna worry about that. Yeah, we ain't gonna never worry about it. Don't get caught out there. Big Rod said, I was always taught that the man makes the first move. He should have said, I will fly out to your spot. He get his own room, then do what grown people do after that. Then if it doesn't work out, then she could go home and he could go on with his life. Big Rod, you from the old school though. You know that ain't, you know good and well that ain't how some people act. I mean, think about it, people. You got women right now getting kidnapped. But I promise you, there are some people on social media right now who are driving to states over to meet up with dudes that they just so thirsty to get to. So I'm saying to you all, it's not uncommon, and that's the dangerous part about it. Because there is no standard. You know, I come up in an era where if you can't afford to get a decent hotel room, then you can't afford to be entertaining somebody like that anyway. Now, let me see what see you got something out here. Ty said if she had paid for her own flight and chose to fly out because she wanted to meet him and see him in that area, I don't know I would have a problem with that. Women fly on vacations by themselves all the time, meet people all the time. I think this the pretense under which she flew. Ty, you are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Nikki Carter said this is a millennial mess. Cassandra said this is 2022 and the dating game is way different. Absolutely. Kiki Matthews, what's going on? Glad to see you. I say this because in reality, if you want to be treated like a woman and be respected like a woman, you're going to have to put yourself out there as a woman. And I am not inferring that grown people, I believe that grown people ought to consider their actions and the consequences thereof. I believe that when you reach a certain age, that you should be both professionally, spiritually, and just overall in a different space of mind to make the types of decisions that some of these grown women are making. Because this wasn't no teenager making this. Some of you cougars is out here acting an absolute fool. Because it's dangerous. And I often say that women will cry about disrespect after they have been disrespected for doing things that is disrespectful. Let me say that again. Some of y'all might want to quote it one day. Please give me credit for my thoughts. Some women, not all, will complain about disrespect after being disrespected for doing disrespectful things. It's like the old adage. Johnny said people are just not using common sense these days. Absolutely right. It's like the old adage, and we've argued about it on this show many a times. And I know I don't want y'all pulling out the pitchforks on this one. I am using this for those who just joined us and who may not have been in the show all years like many of you. We have often had gender debates as to does what a woman wears give a man the right to infer certain things? And most women have said no. Okay. I guess Nell talking to somebody that she knows. All right. I want you guys to think about this, because for long periods of time, many women, and I'm talking about smart women, intelligent women, high aptitude women, have inferred that the actions in terms of what a woman wears does not give a man the right to make a determination or infer certain things about her. Big Rod says some people don't want to accept the consequences of their own actions. Absolutely, Big Rod. And I have for a long period of time said, while technically you are right, I believe that when you send a message, if you are a woman and you are out in public with random people and you are dressed in a way, in a manner by which you are showing all of your breasts, all of your whatever you got your skin hanging out, you got on a short dress, you got on the tightest dress you can, because you believe that makes you more appealing. But we operate in a society, first of all, where we know there are perverts and pedophiles everywhere. If you don't believe it, go on some of them apps and see how many of them live in your community or in surrounding communities. Many of you would be surprised. But I've often said, just like you have a right to wear whatever you want, people have a right to infer certain things. Now, their inferences do not have a right to be actionable, but, and I'm going to say this in street terms so that it has the impact that I want it to. I want this to sound aggressive, so it marinates in your spirit. If you're riding down the street in a certain neighborhood and you see a woman out there with either a bathing suit on and it ain't no pools around, she out there with some pumps on the side of the street, or she's out there with an extremely short dress on with her with something as close to a bra as you could possibly see, or she's out there with some extra tight shorts on and all of her cleavage out. If you saw that on a regular corner in the hood somewhere, you would say she was a whore. You would think she was out there as a prostitute out in the street working. And you don't get mad about inferring that because you see her in that environment and you say, the people that we know work on this street, these girls are ladies of the night. And both women and men don't have a problem with it. And you don't mind society inferring that. But I see women in the stores, I see them on social media, I see them in these streets that are dressed the exact way that prostitutes dress, and they will get mad if you say something about them. You allow society to infer something based on the way you dress when you went out there. No, it doesn't give a person a right to make it actionable. But don't get mad if some dude is whistling at you when you put on something when you left your house that you knew was going to cause someone to be visually observing your body. Fast forward that to where we are talking about this issue. If you are sending and communicating and promising and talking about what you're going to do when you see this person, you accept that flight, you get out there and you start talking the opposite. No, I'm not with it. It's your right to say that. But it is definitely his right to say, because you're not upholding your end of the agreement, I'm not upholding the end of mine. Fellas, I am saying to you, that is the wrong thing to do. Robin Williams, what's going on? Because I think it sets a dangerous precedence again if something happens to that lady and the last thing they knew, she was coming to see you. Because trust me, if something happened to somebody, first thing the police do is they get them phone records. And when them phone records gonna show, yeah, she was talking real slick to you and this and that, but it's gonna show that the last time that plane came down or that phone came down, it was in your city. So do yourself a favor. If you don't want that to be the standard, if you don't want to wind up under suspicion of committing the crime, don't put yourself out there like that. There are enough good women out here that if you treat them right, if you act right, if you show them that you're about something, that eventually, after you invest time and get into a relationship or whatever, I'm pretty sure your hopes and dreams will come true. But stop acting like men, like you deserve to get something just because some female told you she would. You done seen enough catfishing. You done seen enough men get shot, killed, robbed, and everything else. If she willing to get on that plane, you better ask yourself, why is she willing to get on that plane? All right. And more says she should have let him come to her, met, talked, and then been woman enough to tell him she changed her mind. If he got upset, he had every right because she led him on. All right, cool. All right, people, we getting ready to go to another. What? Nikki Carter said, that's right. You know what? We're going to end on that good note. All right. Woo, we killed up a lot of time with that one. We're going to the next topic. The next topic is, and let me pull it up and let it run around. All right, we're going to go with this one right here. It says, Sinclair, my fiance and I are 6 weeks. We are in 6 weeks of marriage counseling required by our church. We are on a session where the pastor is requiring us to write down what we believe the other is responsible for doing in the relationship and in the home that is non-sexual. At 23, what do you or your audience think should be on the list? Sign, Raquel. All right, people. We got it. We on the case right now. Raquel says she and her fiance are in 6 weeks of marriage counseling, and the pastor is requiring them to write down what each individual thinks that the other person should be responsible for in the relationship and in the home that is non-sexual. So any information that you give me can have nothing to do with intimacy. The pastor is trying to get them to state what they expect of the other person. All right. So Nikki Carter said, getting married at 23. Hey, that is what it is. Cassandra said, for her to ask that question, they're not ready. Uh-oh. Man, look at Sam Brown. The wingman is up in here. Sam, where you been, man? He said she better take care of her man or somebody else will. Sam been hiding. Now he gonna come out in full force. Let me see. Cassandra said, exactly, Nikki. Everything equally. I don't think that's what she's looking for. She's saying what? Okay, let me give you an example. Ladies, you're getting ready to get married, and let's not start picking on them because of the age or anything else. Let's try to be proactive and help these people. All right. So, ladies, I'm going to ask you first. And fellas, you be thinking of the same thing. If you were about to get married, what would you expect the man's responsibility to be in terms of the relationship? Meaning, what's his chores, if you will, in the house? What's he responsible for financially? Y'all list that. Fellas, likewise, you're about to get married. What do you expect non-sexually? What do you expect from your future wife? All right. Let's see what we're talking about. Cassandra, they should have already discussed these topics. Cassandra, would you stop? First of all, you know what? Y'all kill me. Y'all was young and dumb at some point yourselves. And she's not implying that they've never thought about it. She's asking, because she's a valued listener, she's asking what's you guys' opinion? And why is it that we condemn people for trying to get knowledge? Come on, y'all ought to be better than that. What else Cassandra said? Nikki said the roles are going to change depending on the stage in life and marriage. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm just going to tell Rocky. Okay, April said one cooks, the other cleans. If one washes, the other folds. He has to take out the garbage, split the bills, and yard work. Even if I don't agree with that, Thank you, April. At least she has begun by talking about the answers on what the question was. The question, and let me say this before y'all make me mad. Raquel didn't ask you all if you thought her getting married was appropriate. She didn't ask you to what did she think about in the past. She asked for your opinion and my opinion as to what would we include on the list. Come on now. Sam said, okay, seriously, how long they been together? It doesn't matter, Sam. She didn't ask y'all to be her marriage counselor. All she asked is, what would you put on the list? Let me see what Big Rod say. Big Rod say, who's paying what bills? Who's responsible for things around the house? Who's going to most of the cooking and shopping? All right. Let me see what Big Johnny said. Johnny says, ladies should cook, wash, fold clothes, weed flower beds when I cut the grass. All right. Even if I agree or don't agree, that's at least Johnny's giving us something. All right. Johnny and April, we're going to give them credit. Nikki saying roles should be based on the strengths of the person. Okay. Give me some examples. Because all she asks is, what would you include on the list? Y'all so technical, you can't even answer a regular question. It ain't been but 2 people answer the regular question so far, and that's Johnny and April. I'm just ashamed of y'all. Nikki said they both are responsible for maintaining the house. But what part of that? What would you say is his responsibility, ladies? Cassandra said, my answer is, what do they like to do? Then that person does that. All right. Nikki Carter said, Jay Dizzle, that's the wrong answer. Jay Dizzle's answer is not wrong. Let me go back to Jay Dizzle's answer. He said ladies should cook, wash and fold clothes, weed the flower beds when he's out cutting grass. Okay. Why is he wrong? Now, let me give an example. And matter of fact, let me ask this question. Ladies, are roles and responsibilities interchangeable based on who's better at what? Let me see who this is. All right. Brother Riley said they need to sit down and talk it out. For instance, I love to cook and I hate to wash clothes, so that we can compromise on those 2 things. Now listen to that. That's some logical thinking right there. Nikki said he needs to pay all the bills and take out the trash, etc. Whoa, let's pump your brakes on that one for a second. Johnny said answer is old school. All right. Cassandra said Johnny's answer is old school. Nikki said yes. Cassandra said yes, they're interchangeable. That's a good answer. Ty said, I think they need to figure out what each one of them strengths is. All right, we've heard that twice. Roles are interchangeable. Sam said, in my opinion, they really aren't ready. Sam, we are not judging. Remember, she sent the letter in that said they're in marriage counseling. Almost every person or couple that's going to be married by a pastor will go through marriage counseling. This is just a session that they're having. The pastor said, hey, think about what you believe the other person is job should be. Nikki says, see, I try to be diplomatic, but you not want to accept that because I'm asking for things. Big Rod said, whoever's job to provide the best insurance, then they get for them. All right, listen. Let me say something. Let me get y'all off the screen right quick. When I ask, are things interchangeable? I ask that question for a reason. Because to be fair, in today's climate, let me see what Annie said. Annie said, why not both do chores, cook, etc.? What happens if one of them gets sick or whatever, the other has to do what needs to be done? Okay, I'm not saying that both shouldn't be able to, but let's consider this from a business perspective. Johnny said men should take care of the outside things, take out trash, maintain household issues like painting, plumbing, all of them on occasion. Oh, Johnny, boy, you are sounding more and more chauvinistic every minute. I'm trying to defend you. April said, yes, chores can be interchangeable. Ty said the question is open-ended and it depends on the 2 people getting married. Okay. He should go grocery shopping, cook the meals, fix the car. Hold on, Nikki. First of all, if I go back up to something Nikki said earlier, Nikki said that the dude ought to pay all the bills. Matter of fact, I don't want to misquote her. She said he need to pay all the bills, take out the trash and everything. Now she's saying he should go grocery shopping, cook the meals, and fix the car. So, Nikki, what is it that you think you're supposed to do? Tell me what you think you're supposed to do. And I'm starting to feel some kind of way because I believe it's women out here that feel just like Nikki do. Nikki don't think she's supposed to do anything. She want her man to pay all the bills, to go grocery shopping, come back, cook the food, and essentially do all the chores. So what are you doing, Nikki? Wait a minute, I try to be flexible. You ain't trying to be flexible. You just said that the man ought to pay all the bills. And ladies, let me ask the question. Sam said, okay, he should man up and be the head of the house as expected. What does that mean, Sam Brown? I don't want to negate what you're saying. What does it mean to Sam Brown to be the head of the household? Chime in on that. All right, Ty said, what if he isn't good at those things? That's a good question. Chanel said the couple should put out what they are both good at. She should be the hands-on type, and if he's great with money, all right, I can rock with that. She says she gave the right answer from the jump. No, you didn't give. Well, I can't say you didn't give the right answer for you. I have this thing that is churning in my mind in this moment, that for those who keep saying roles are interchangeable, but hold on, what Nikki say? Nikki said, I dogged you for the answer. Nikki, look at the answers that you're giving. You saying that you believe a man should pay all the bills, go grocery shopping, come home and cook the meals, take out the trash. What is left for you to do? What are you bringing to the table? Because what you described is the man is the whole table. So why would he want to be with you? I mean, ask yourself these questions. I'm not judging. Big Rod said these things that young couples struggle with in the first years of marriage. They can't go into marriage and think that the other is responsible for this and that. That's what the pastor is trying to get them to think about, the roles in the marriage. Absolutely. Johnny said, not chauvinistic. This is what people were taught since young. These things should be discussed between the couple prior to the coupling. Their way of coexisting is predicated on what they established going into the marriage and works for them. I agree. And that's the reason why I believe, as Big Rod said, that the pastor is asking them and taking them through these exercises, because you need to know up front what somebody expects. April said, in this economy, bills should be split. She may enjoy cutting the grass and he can do the weeding. They rake together. All right, that's fair. Chanel said, given these old school domesticated answers makes no sense. These are old traditional things. Find out what works for them and roll with it. All right. So that I can roll this to some level of closure. Let me say this. Raquel, the answer that I'm going to give you is this. It can go in a bunch of different directions, but anytime you are in a relationship whereby it seems one-sided, the relationship is almost guaranteed to be doomed. I don't care if he or she agrees to do all of these tasks. That's what you're agreeing to when the newness of the relationship. It will change as the relationship grows in terms of time. I do not subscribe to what most of these individuals have said in terms of, I think there has to be a standard. I do agree, however, that the standard should be created based on what the skill set is and what is practical. Now, when somebody says that a man should pay all the bills, I think a man who can afford to pay all the bills and doesn't mind paying all the bills, he has a right to pay them all if he wants to. But ladies, and I've said this before on many shows, and I've certainly said it in counseling, be very, very mindful of how fast you ask a man to foot all the bills, because if you've got to go to him and ask for an allowance, or if you're not contributing anything financially to the home, then it makes it easy at a certain point for a man to walk away from a relationship whereby there is nothing that you are contributing. And what part of the relationship, why would any of you, and I know this does not apply to all women. So I am asking this question of those women who feel the same way that Nikki Carter does. And why, if you didn't have a man, you would be taking care of all of your responsibilities. Why does it mean when you do get a man that you feel like you shouldn't be fiscally obligated to pay anything, because then that man is your resource? You're not with him because you love him. You with him because it's convenient. You with him because of where you are or what he has or what he's providing for you. Why would any human being believe that they can be in a partnership, in a relationship with somebody, and they not have to contribute, and you around here working, getting your check? What are you to do with your check? Do you just get to blow your check on whatever you want to? Ty said nothing. So money is the only contribution a woman can make? No, Taya, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying, and let me say this before the pitchforks come out. I'm saying if you are a woman and you believe that you should not have to contribute financially, if you can't contribute, there are some men that says, hey, when they get married, they want their wife to be an at-home mother. And if he can afford it, there's nothing wrong with him taking that stance. There are some men who say, hey, I'm working, my wife is working, but I don't want her to have to pay any bills. If he agrees to it, there's not a problem with it. But ladies, you must understand there is a price to pay when you don't contribute financially. I'm not telling you don't take the opportunity. I'm telling you it ain't free. If you all are sharing bank accounts and he's the one paying all the bills, then every time that something is spent out that account, you run the risk of being asked the questions. Well, where did you spend this money on? If you're working and you're earning money, why do you get to earn money and spend yours on yourself and on the little trinkets that you want to buy, but your man has to be subjected to the pressures of providing you the lifestyle that you want? Okay. Annie Moore said, I disagree with what Nikki said. He shouldn't be expected to pay all the bills. Taya said, when I was working, I threw it all in the pot. And if that's what you did, Taya, I'm not knocking it either way. I'm addressing women that say that a man should pay 100% of the bills and think that there's no catch to that. And he said he shouldn't be expected to do everything either. Margaret said, oh, no, not the Jerry curl. Hey, get you some of this natural. So let me say this so I can move past this, because we really didn't get, and I'm going to leave this question open for y'all to ponder. Maybe y'all will come back something next week with something for Raquel and them. But I'm saying to you, be mindful. For example, you might have a woman that ain't really that good in the kitchen. Now, ladies, I would say this to you. If you can't cook, you probably ain't ready to get married. Maybe you should take you some cooking classes before you jump up here and think that you're ready to get married. Because if you expect your man to go to work every day and then he got to come home and cook, that don't sound like it's no workable solution. I'm just saying. Let me see. Nikki says she shouldn't be expected to do everything either. Nobody on this entire show said anything about a woman being required to do everything. Nobody said that at all. You the only one out here on the Me Too movement. Ty said if they both work, why is she expected to know how to cook? Taya, since you asked a dumb question, I'll give you a dumb answer. If both of them are working, why should she not know how to cook? You're expecting him to know how to cook. Why shouldn't she learn? That's just a dumb question. Margaret says she can clean. Hey, if you stay at home and don't work, I'm cool with it. But be mindful, whoever does work thinks about what will be your financial fate if he or she dies. That's a good question. Nikki said he could be a better cook. I agree. Listen, you talking about exactly, Ty. I'm not, remember what I didn't say. I did not say that a woman should have to cook all the time. Just like, but I'm saying you don't get to have a past that says what the question Ty brought up was both of you working, but she don't think she should have to cook at all. Come on now. And that's probably the reason why this pastor brought this assignment or this task up, because it's so many women out here, as we can tell from what we're reading tonight. It's so many of you that don't think you're supposed to have to do anything. And that's a dangerous thing. If you ain't supposed to do nothing, you're supposed to stay by yourself. And men, let me say this to you. If you do expect something greater from a woman, go find a woman that could do those things that you expect. She's not many of these, not all, because I've heard some very positive answers, but many of these women up here don't believe they're supposed to cook. They want you to go grocery shopping. They want you to cook the food. They want you to cut the grass. They want you to take out the trash. They want you to do everything. But let me ask this question, ladies, and I want you to ponder over this. If you're with a man and you don't have to cook, you don't have to clean for him, you ain't got to wash his clothes, you ain't got to do that. What are you bringing to the table? Why does he need you? Why would he not go out there and find somebody who could do some of them things for him? Ty said, I would hope that both of you know how to cook. I was not implying that a woman should not know how to cook. I was responding to your statement about if she doesn't know how to cook, maybe she's not ready to get married. I could say the same thing about the guy. Hey, you could. But this is the reason. Let me see. Annie Moore said, I'm definitely not one of those women. Hey, rock on, Annie. Let me see. April said, what benefit are you to him? See, there's a question. There's a woman asking the same question. I'm not trying to be funny. Let me see. Cassandra said, maybe she's the breadwinner. Cassandra, you know what? I was getting ready to go away from it until you said that. Cassandra, if she is the breadwinner, then the expectation is if she's the one out there doing, which let me say this to you men, unless you're physically incapable of working, or unless you're retired, physically incapable of working, or have some source of income, don't ever let yourself get caught out here where your woman got to take care of all the responsibilities. I find you to be a deadbeat. I do not believe as a man you should put that kind of pressure on a woman to be the one. Now, I'm not saying that everybody don't go through short spells, because anybody can lose their job. But Negro, if you lose your job, I expect you to be at McDonald's the next day applying. I don't care if you got to flip burgers. I don't care if you got to get your little push behind more. Don't put that burden on your woman to be the breadwinner. But if she is, then what you really need to do is you need to consider that if she's out there working and you're not, that yes, she can expect you to do all that stuff at the house. Sam said they really should make a list of things their responsibility and decide who. Sam, was you not on when I said that was the assignment from the pastor? All right. Big Rod said adult hunger is nothing to play with. Women know how to cook. Men know how to cook to give her a break at times. You learn how to do things in life to make it easier for yourself and others. Absolutely, I agree. Sam Brown and or make the necessary changes as likes changes. Again, at the end of the day, people, this was a conversation that I think, based on the variety of answers that we have gotten tonight, you understand why the pastor gives this assignment during marriage counseling pre-marriage. Because if you don't get these answers up front, you're going to wind up like a bunch of you all are today, really not knowing what you expect or expecting too much of somebody else. That's a problem in the relationship. Many relationships end because you expect a person to create a space by which they are doing everything, and you never ask yourself, if they're doing everything, what value do you have to that relationship? Because I understand Pastor is proving by the question that there is no standard answer. Absolutely, Cassandra. He is not implying that one thing should be for one person or one thing for the other. He's asking them to write down, what do you think that, in this case, women, what do you think the man's supposed to do? Men, what do you think the woman is supposed to do? And being a person who counsels couples prior to marriage, I'm telling you, what happens once you get these things written down is you then turn around and it begins the dialogue process so you can create proper expectations. Fair enough? All right. Is there anything? We had other stuff to get to. I was going to talk about, and I know we got to go because I'm 10 minutes over time, but it don't matter. Y'all still with me. I'm gonna tell y'all about a couple of dumb things, and then we're gonna get off. And if y'all want to make some comments, make them on the page, and then we'll talk about them next week. The first thing, women accused, nope, not that one. 3 women accused of stealing thousands of dollars worth of men's underwear. Listen, y'all thieves. And I'm gonna tell you why. Somebody sent me this, but look at this picture. That picture right there. It's all over Atlanta. Because the new thing is young black girls going into Kohl's stores. It says Noonan, Georgia investigators need help ending bizarre crime wave, meaning it's happening a lot. The latest happened, women walked out of the store with merchandise stuffed in their bag. You got black women, young black girls walking into Kohl's store, stealing men's underwear and men's garments so they could go back out there and hustle them off. People, we out here acting the fool, and when they came, what are you still? They done stole $6,000 worth of men's underwear. And let me put this back up here. My people down in Georgia, go to the news. But this is some of y'all. This is 3 of y'all daughters, or 1 of y'all with 3 daughters, or however. But this is what young girls is doing. Man charged with shooting a McDonald's worker because his mama called him and said that her fries was cold. Says according to the New York Police Department, Morgan, this guy named Morgan, and his girlfriend, Miss Dunlap, 18, came to the fast food restaurant on Monday after the suspect's mother, Lisa Fullmore, 40 years old, told him via FaceTime she was having an argument with a McDonald's employee about receiving cold fries. Morgan and Dunlap went to the restaurant where the argument escalated and spilled outside. Morgan allegedly pulled out a 9mm handgun and shot Webb. And the dude he shot, Mr. Webb, died. So you got a young black man and a young black woman who are dealing with the legal system because somebody's mama called and said they arguing over some fries at McDonald's. That right there. Lock them up. That's what niggas said. Yeah, it ought to be. Abel said it's beyond foolish. Absolutely it is. All right? That ain't the only thing that was foolish that we was going to talk about tonight. Here we go right here. 2 women have been charged with attempted murder after another fast food was shot in an argument. It says Brianna Johnson and something Johnson, I guess they sisters, they twins, are charged with shooting at a George Webb restaurant in, I can't even pronounce this. It's a suburb in Milwaukee. Y'all can look it up on the internet. Said a restaurant employee told Milwaukee police that the 2 20-year-olds were being impatient and rude and allegedly argued with the servers over missing burgers. One of the 2 women returned shortly after being asked to leave the restaurant. According to the court documents, the women were up by the register when the shooting victim was punched. The other woman pulled out a handgun, fired 1 round to the victim, striking him in the face. The victim was lying on the ground, and they stomped on him. Now, this is 2 women, 2 young black women facing murder charges because they shot a man in the face and stomped on him over some burgers. Burgers and fries is what we out here in the Negro community going to jail and killing and assaulting each other over. Look, people, I'm telling y'all, we living in some crazy times. And if you out here, if you a fast food worker or working in any other service and hospitality industry, let me tell you what you need to do. Be mindful of what you are saying and doing, because it's some people out here that are angry, that are mean-spirited, that are evil. Look, all y'all need to pray more. Y'all need to get your spirit right. Y'all need to be communicating with somebody that's going to help you understand that what's happening with you is ignorant at best and is detrimental. But if you're out here in these restaurants, make sure you keep your eyes open because there's foolishness going on around you. Look, people, I got to go. I appreciate y'all staying to 9:15. It's your boy. It's about that time, baby. Oh, yeah. Here we go.